Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Today's episode of Frankenstein Control is brought to you by Pete Swarthington's Jalapeno Muffins.
Oh, actually, I might try that. That's the first one of your products that sounds edible.
I like muffins and I like jalapeno.
Warning, jalapenos are made from crab meat.
Ugh. Well, you lost me. You had me at peppers and lost me at crab.
And you had me at hello. Welcome to Frankenstein Control, fuckers! It's the world's best thing to listen to while Ravier's out there stealing pants. You gotta come in here. You're gonna have a good old laugh. Because that's what we do. We deal out the funnies. We got all of the nasty shit out of our system last episode. Now, I'm in a haze. So let's enjoy this manic high that I'm suffering from and talk about what's really important in life. Bestiality. So there's a show called Beastars, and I want to talk about it right now.
I knew we were going to have a Beastars episode.
Oh my god!
Oh shit!
Ooh,
Have you been watching it?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you watch all 12 episodes?
We have yet to watch the very, very last episode, but other than that, we are completely caught up.
Okay.
Oh, so there's only 12 episodes of the anime out right now, which I'm sure a lot of people would like a lot better than the manga, because the manga has kind of a rough style that's hard to get used to, but after you watch the show, now you can just imagine how everybody looks and moves and just place it onto the manga.
It is
you'll be fine.
R-rated
God, is it
fucking
ever
Zootopia.
Yeah.
It is exactly what it is.
It is R-rated Zootopia. It's definitely
it is
and like, you know what? Well, ladies and gentlemen of the court, we're gonna hear the word furry a lot today. So let's just get it out of our systems right now. Furry. Say it with me, furry.
Furry, yif and hell.
Furry, yif and hell, flamethrower, furry. All right, now. So our neighbor
Anthrocon was canceled this year, so God gave us Beastars instead.
Yep. Ever since Rainforest was canceled.
They should have canceled Anthrocon because everyone's going to be in a fursuit.
In a fucking mask.
They're completely immune to Revere stealing their pants.
That's true.
They were the most prepared all along. The furries are going to be the only people that live.
Oh my god.
That survive this new world that we're creating.
That is an excellent concept.
In 2024, we're going to have the world's first furry president.
I think we already do.
You joke. This is going to be the next Paul Rudd movie.
Oh god.
I'm just imagining like the list of presidential portraits, and it's like George Bush, Barack Obama, Dumpus Jump, Furry. Think of a furry name.
It needs to be like.
What do furries name themselves?
I think the name's term like Rainbow Streisand.
Yeah, Rainbow Streisand.
Rainbow Streisand, the 46th president of the United States.
It's a neon green and blue dog.
I'd vote for them.
So anyway, speaking of dogs, we got to get back on track. I want to talk about Beastars. So for the unacquainted at home, Beastars is a high school drama show that takes place in a world where there are no humans.
There are only human people, animals. Human people.
Human people, animals.
I'm exhausted. I'm sorry.
That's fine. We all are.
Everybody is an anthropomorphic animal person. There are no humans. There are bugs, and they're just bugs.
Which is weird. I was confused by that.
Which is about the only thing that isn't a person, because there are also fish people, but they're not really seen a whole lot yet.
We call them feeple. But yeah,
so stupid.
You don't see any fish people, and like the world is it's more diverse than Zootopia, really.
It actually is.
Because in Zootopia, I think they were only mammals.
Yeah.
While in Beastars, they got mammals, they got birds, they got lizards, they got turds, they got words to say to you and me about the gay and other things.
Yeah.
Fucking animals.
Literally.
Okay, speaking of that, like...
The show is horny as fuck.
Yeah, right off the get-go, I really need to put this out there. None of us are what you would call furries at all. But with that said, Beastars is the horniest fucking show you're ever gonna fucking watch. It's ridiculous.
And you're gonna love it.
And you're gonna love it. It's weird. It's so fucking weird. It's so bizarre.
I did take a moment to pause the show.
And Fap?
No. Well, we were watching a particularly racy scene.
Oh my. As I described it watching it with Ada and Brian yesterday, the exact scene that your dad would come in on.
Exactly.
Would bust in on you watching.
I went over and I closed our drapes. Because we have a first floor apartment.
Yeah.
And Alyssa started laughing, but she's like, no, I get it.
You don't want the neighbor seeing you watch a rabbit get groped.
No.
Like, okay, so, I mean, if anyone is honestly still listening to this, I know what we're saying makes the show sound awful, because that's what we're good at, making things sound awful. But the show has this incredibly gripping, just everything. It's hard to...
It's got a great visual style. It's got a great premise. There's a lot of just like, okay, how's this gonna happen? Where's this heading? You just gotta know with every episode.
Yeah,
There were times
100% it keeps you guessing. You're like, what the fuck's gonna happen next? I gotta know.
Louie, no.
Oh my God, Louie. No, there were definitely times where I was like, I feel pretty uncomfortable right now, but I don't want to do anything other than watch the next episode.
Right? It's like hypnotic. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's incredible, really. Like besides the visuals, the show has this excellent inner struggle with the main character, who is very easy to latch on to this main character's struggles. And just latch on to the main character in general. He's a lot of fun. His name's Lugosi. He's a wolf man. Not the wolf man from the old school Universal movies. No, he's just he's a wolf who is embarrassed / ashamed that he is a wolf.
I felt personally attacked by the character of Lugosi in certain respects. not so much the sexual respects that he develops later on.
Sexual respectual?
And though it's like, he's a tall, gangly guy who's in his own head all the time, overthinks everything, and struggles with depression and violent urges. Like, it's me.
Yeah. On the second episode, there's like we get the first episode. We get the first full shot of Lugosi just like standing and walking around, and I was immediately like, "It's B-Rye."
He even walks like I do, with the sort of hunched over
velociraptoring.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel personally attacked.
You were.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, and Lugosi,
by the way,
he's nervous about these predatory feelings he has, because this is a world where, you know, it's not just that these are animals that act like people, these are animal people.
Yeah.
Like, they may have humanoid shapes, but they have a lot of the animal that they are.
They embody that animal
a lot.
The comparison with Zootopia that we made earlier stems largely from the fact that it has the same moral conflict of carnivores v herbivores.
Yes.
And carnivores trying to prove society is built on this tenuous peace wherein carnivores agree to not act on their urges and basically
eat one another,
kill and eat their fellow citizens.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not there's like a fragile trust every time one of them gives in to their instincts, it's treated like a crime and like this is a thing that we have to struggle with.
But it's also weirdly, it's almost, the violence is almost normalized within the universe of the show.
They handle killings a lot differently than
and
like it's not
just
a huge
violent behavior in general.
End all be all.
Like, it's a wild society but it's also civilized. Like, it's like our world, but more rough around the edges.
There are times when somebody, kills somebody else. He's like, yeah, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, like people will treat like, oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
Herbivore was killed in the park yesterday. Real shame, that. Mm-hmm. Where, like, and these are herbivores talking about it to each other. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, holy shit, we're going to fucking die. Like, it's, but they also harbor prejudices about that kind of thing. Like, herbivores, they'll hang out with carnivores, but
they don't get too close.
And that's the central crux of the series because our wolf falls in love with a teeny tiny bunny rabbit. And not...
That baby bunny.
No, not that baby bunny. Even though the bunny's name is Richard Nixon's favorite rabbit, Haru. Her name's Haru, and I don't want to spoil it for first-time watchers, but she is not who you think she is.
No.
Until you find out, and you're like, oh, this show is like this, huh?
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Oh boy.
But like, it's unexpected because
Yeah.
you expect the cute little white bunny to be one way, and she's not.
Yep.
And you expect the vicious wolf boy to be one way, and he is, and he hates it. And he hates it about himself. There's lots of self-loathing, which is,
Again, personally attacked.
any teenager goes through that, really. In one way or another, and a lot of the show is just Lugosi figuring himself out, figuring out what the fuck is going on in his crazy doggy brain, and having to deal with it. And then all of his friends are hilarious.
Yes, they are.
The show is not this non-stop sexual violent romp. There's also lots of comedy.
A lot of really good comedy.
Yes, there's a lot of good comedy in it. And it's kind of like BoJack. They take advantage of the fact that there are animal people. Mm-hmm. So they'll use animal stuff in the humor. They'll use animal stuff in the interactions. That's what's great about anthro characters. There's this immediate communication of how a character's sort of carrying themselves, how they're going to act. You get a kind of inkling going in without anyone having to say a fucking word. You see Tony the Tiger over there? He's probably an asshole because he's a tiger.
And he is.
You see Mr. Peanut Butter? What's his name? Jack?
Yeah,
Jack.
Jack is
Mr. Good Boy.
Mr. Good Boy.
That's exactly his character is Mr. Good Boy.
There's a good friend of our main wolf character, Lugosi. His name is Jack. He's a golden retriever, I think.
Yep.
Or maybe
he's a golden retriever, and he's a good ass boy.
Yeah, he is a good ass boy. And he's also a good ass boy.
Ew. Why you gotta twist my words like this?
Because it's funny.
He's a dog, for God's sake.
Yeah,
A dog! A dog!
And there's this peacock character who I still don't know the name of.
Dom.
He's great. His name's Dom.
I think his name's Dom.
DeLuise. And he is fantastic, and I love him, and I wish he got more screen time.
Yeah.
Because he's great in everything he says, because he's exactly what you think a male peacock human would be.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny, I didn't actually realize he was a peacock until you pointed it out, because, the peacock's defining feature is the whole fan of feathers.
Uh-huh.
But if he has that, it's like tucked away in his clothes.
Right.
So I'm just like, why is this ostrich blue for like 11 episodes?
Yeah. I mean, when I first saw him, I made the comment, ostrich boy.
Yeah.
But then it occurred to me, like, he has those very colorful eyelashes, and he's fucking blue.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It's probably peacock. I wonder where them feathers is. Where is he tucking them? I'm waiting for the episode where his pants explode off of him, and the feathers going, oh!
I believe they're probably going to have that.
I'll have to find out.
And there's just so much to love about that show. I was really astounded. I didn't think I won't say that I didn't think that it wasn't going to live up to the hype. Because, too many of my friends from too many different circles thought it was good.
Yeah.
So I was like, it can't... If it was like my weird friend...
Yeah.
Ada.
Where you gotta check out this Beastars. I don't know what that voice was.
If Ada walked up and said that, I'd be like, okay, hello, police. But no, too many of my friends and other acquaintances were like, yo, this show was diggity dank. And I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta check this out.
Got the diggity dank seal of approval.
Well, of course,
Gotta be good.
the linchpin of it all was Brian, of course.
Yes.
Or my brother, Brian. He was the one who was like, hey, Beastars is lit. And I'm like, okay, well, if Brian likes it. He knew I'd like Hereditary.
So I'm the weird friend, but he isn't?
No.
No, Brian is far more normal than you.
Oh, okay. feel like I should debate that.
This is
Whatever. Okay. Okay.
on the next debate. Next up on the debate stage is whether Ada or Brian is winner.
Brian is more.
I'd like to hear his opinion on this.
Brian is someone we can take into polite society.
Brian can shut down the goblin. Shut down the goblin within.
Well, meanwhile, I'm always out there leaking cream.
Was there a cow person in Beastars yet? I know there was a chicken lady. And she was like, "Oh, hey,
So,
One
chicken
thing.
lady." Oh, there's a picture of my mom. There's a picture of my dad.
One
I love that
thing.
bit. Sorry if nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
I know.
Okay.
One thing that I did notice that they did featuring that chicken lady.
Bye.
It's a page they took sort of out of, or it's a thing they did similarly to BoJack Horseman, which I thought was a great character design technique, and I actually saw a couple articles written about this back when BoJack was more topical, wherein like their anthro furry art has a bad reputation for making every character like as hot as possible and like over sexualized and everything.
Yeah.
But BoJack would have characters, and it would be like a woman who is like a French bulldog or something, and they wouldn't like make her. They wouldn't try to force to ham fist that, you know. She would just look like a French bulldog, but a person.
A bulldog.
And that chicken lady, they didn't like make look like a
she's
beautiful.
she's not a sexy chicken. She's
Yeah.
just a fucking
she's
chicken.
literally just a fucking
She's
chicken.
just Mrs. Bokbagok,
Yes.
which is her name, and I forget her real name.
Mr. Chicken.
Isn't her real name something weird like Grunty?
Legom.
Oh.
It's Legom.
Why did I think Grunty?
Grunty.
Like, fucking Banjo Kazooie.
Exactly.
Legume?
Legom or something.
Oh.
Legosi. Wait.
Also, like Legosi or Legoshi, however you want to pronounce it.
I mean, I say Legosi just because that's clearly what they were aiming for.
Yeah. He's like a giant boy. He's like really a lot taller than a lot of the other characters. Mm-hmm. And the author, or the lady who draws it, I'm pretty sure it's a woman.
Her name is Paru.
Yeah, she revealed like the actual like stats, like height and stuff of like some of the characters, and I'm 5 inches taller than Legoshi's supposed to be.
Okay.
Because I am a kaiju made human.
Yeah. Well, nobody is fully grown.
That's true.
'Cause
That's
they're
true.
all, like-
and kids,
Like
high school.
They're all like 18 max. And Legosi's still like, am I still going through growth spurts? I'm getting bigger and bigger. So.
That's true. That does actually happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, my claws are fucking huge.
Whoa, my hands are huge. I wonder what Legosi's English voice is, because we only saw the
Oh, did you watch the?
only watched the Japanese version.
Yeah.
We watched the.
This is a subs only house.
Absolutely not true.
Otherwise, you
Yeah,
shame glorious Nippon.
I'll watch whatever I have available. I
Yeah,
don't care.
exactly. Yeah, I never understood the subs. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I can't say I never understood the subs versus dubs argument, because,
The 4Kids dub of One Piece.
well, besides that, just a lot of us grew up in a time where dub quality just wasn't that good.
But now it is.
Yeah, like the people be dubbing. This is great.
We've really taken a huge step forward with dubbing. We've taken a dub step. Had to take a few steps for that joke.
But you got there. At least your setups for it didn't last 5 minutes like all of my dumbass jokes. Not on the podcast, although sometimes. But like, I've recently grown into the. Apparently, I've grown suicidal tendencies because I've been trying to drive Ada into a murderous rage and kill me. Clearly, because I can't stop making these horrid pun jokes that have this just immense setup. Like so long.
Like the fucking Boeing one.
Oh my god.
God.
How did that one go?
You told it.
I can't remember.
You enacted shame upon me.
Just about so much dumb bullshit all the time. It's hard. Like, I was like, did you know that originally the Boeing, that company? It was originally a company that vulcanized tires. And they was like, what? Like, yeah, originally before they went into aerospace engineering, they made vulcanized tires. They had to get, they got the rubber themselves, and they kind of invented a few processes and really gave the rubber that boing. And Ada grabbed a knife from the sink and pointed it at me. You think I'm joking, but that happened.
It happened.
There was murderous,
and she was well within her rights.
There was murderous intent, and I don't blame her. See, this is the madhouse that we live in.
It is.
And I'd like to say it's the fucking Revere situation that caused this. No,
that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, we can't pin this on the if those things. This is all us.
The Revere situation is just compounding our existing tendencies.
Yeah,
it's like trying to say like, I'm only an asshole when I drink. It's like, no, you're an asshole all the time. You just hide it better when you're not intoxicated.
Yeah.
And now, we're just all acting on our animal instincts.
Yeah. Beastars. Also, there's lots of scenes where Lugosi sniffs things, and it's disturbing.
Imagine the smell.
Oh. There's lots of scenes where, you guys remember in Five Goes West? Do you remember Miss Kitty's perfume? And it was like that pink cloud.
Yeah.
Lugosi gets that whenever he smells the bunny. Whenever he smells Haru. And it's like, ew. Ew. Oh no.
Like I said, there were definitely parts that made me uncomfortable.
Which I'm pretty sure is the intent.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure the intent is to make you feel like, ugh. Some of the things, and then the show is really good at manipulating your emotions.
It really
to
is.
The situation at hand, and then carrying those emotions, like taking them and running with them. And you're along for the ride, and you're like, whoa, ah!
I need those to feel things.
I mean, like, hey, I'm just gonna put out a warning real quick though. For anyone wanting to watch the show, this is, how we made that joke about your dad walking in or drawing the blinds? This is definitely one of those shows where you want to make that happen, because I was legitimately surprised.
Yeah.
How salacious some of this stuff becomes. I was not expecting it to go the places it did.
No.
And I was like, whoa! And the weirdest part is, it all feels natural.
It does.
The show. Like, it doesn't feel forced.
No.
It doesn't feel forced at all.
No part of it was
hand-fisted. That's what astounded me the most. It's like usually when you see this kind of stuff in the movies, it's done in a way that makes you roll your eyes and like, oh, it's a good thing Dad isn't here, or something like that. And this is more like, oh man, I'm glad Dad isn't here. He'd be really worried about me.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm glad Dad isn't here. He might want to watch too.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird how it draws you in and just executes on it perfectly. Not to mention, animation of the show is stellar.
Yeah.
And some people get really turned off by the 3D anime type
really
stuff.
Really improved it. It's
God,
so
they've
good.
upped their game. They've upped their game so much. I can't imagine Beastars in any other way.
Yeah.
Than the CG.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, if you want to pull up Berserk 2016 as a fucking example, you get the fuck out of here. We don't need that shit no more. We got Land of the Lustrous. We got Beastars.
Yeah.
Go ahead, start making anime all 3D. I don't care if it's going to look like that. It's beautiful.
I keep thinking of the scene where Lugosi is talking to Louis, and he's like moving his hands the whole time.
Yeah.
And Louis is like watching his hands, and just like the animation on that is just so natural and flowy, and like really drives home what that scene is even trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think it wouldn't be impossible, but it'd be very difficult to convey that in traditional style, where you have to draw all the frames and like. Could you imagine how many frames you have to draw to convey that little nuanced scene?
Subtleties.
And you know what? That's why the 3D works so perfect, is because 3D is really good at conveying subtlety.
Yeah.
Except if that subtlety is dancing, because I still stand by. So hard to nail good dancing in 3D animation.
Yeah.
That's a toughie. It looks bad, awkward. Looks janky. So, I mean, be prepared for that. If someone dances, just expect a little jank and move along.
They're kids.
Yeah.
We can excuse them. That's why it looks janky, because they're all like 16,
because they're all
17.
children. Well, I'm only saying that because there's also some dancing in Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, less dancing, more just performing, because one of the characters is a gymnast.
Uh-huh.
But, like, they don't do anything gym-like.
Oh, yeah, didn't she just, like, twirl a ribbon?
Yeah,
That's what I remember seeing.
She, like, twirls around like a dum-dum. That's their idea of gymnastics over Japan, I guess. No wonder they don't win any fucking medals. I have no idea what the Japanese gymnastics scene is like. I'm just making a joke. I love Persona 5. Thought I'd throw that in
Persona
there too.
5 is your blood meridian.
Oh my god. I will say it's probably... I'm going to make my most controversial statement I've ever made on this show.
Mm-hmm.
I think Persona 5 has taken Chrono Trigger's spot in my number one favorite game of all time.
Okay.
Persona 5 is that good. But with the caveat of I have the patience for these kind of things. I can easily see people not having the fucking patience for that game. Because it's a lot, and in more ways than one. Lots of systems to get used to, especially with the fusion stuff. Fusing personas and whatnot, and it is long. I didn't even try all that hard, 200 hours. 200 hours easy.
Yeah.
Just to beat the campaign. This isn't like a free roaming game like Scrim or Fallout.
Well, I spent 163 hours on my genocide run, which I finished, by the way.
Oh, Sans is gonna get you.
I finished my Skyrim genocide run. Final kill tally was 1,124.
Okay.
So that's been put to bed.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
And now that's how you were finally able to play Final Fantasy.
Yes.
He has been freed from the curse of the rim.
Yes, for the time being.
The sky is open.
Gaping even.
Ugh. It's just goatsy in the sky, like pastel.
Everything's already pretty terrible. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Why would that happen?
You just wake up one morning, you walk outside, the sky has goatsy in it permanently.
And you're just like, this is my reality,
It's
and I
like,
accept
it. We put that up there so you all stay inside. This is what 5G was about, getting that up there.
Oh, God.
See, that's what happens when way too many people upload that picture to the cloud.
It literally becomes the cloud.
That's certainly a bit of cloud strife, I'll tell you what. Thank you, Holy boy. Uh-oh, I'm not here much longer. Ada, put the gun down.
Bang.
「愛してたと嘆くにはあまりにも時は過ぎてしまった」「まだ心のほころびを癒せぬまま風が